Hello, I'm the animator, and I, along with some of my friends, will be commentating videos on this here channel. A few years ago on my personal channel, we decided to make a series of videos called Fails. And those were mostly on Halo Reach, but it didn't really take off the way we'd expected it to. Which is fine, because we weren't really expecting it to be very, big anyways. But we were expecting it to take off a little bit more than it did, and because it didn't, we kind of just dropped it, never really got back into it. I kind of stopped making videos on that channel for a while, haven't really gotten back to it. Oh well. But we're kind of thinking that maybe this will be a little bit better because there's going to be a lot more of us, and it's just hopefully going to be a lot better. But who knows? It might be a total bust. But we're going to have fun doing it anyways, so there's that. Between all of us, unfortunately, we only have 3 capture cards. I have an Elgato, which is for HD recording, typically via an HDMI cable. But for PS3, which one of us, actually more than one of us maybe, at least one of us has a PS3, so there will be gaming on the PS3 probably as well. So there is that. I own an Xbox One and an Xbox 360, as well as a couple of older consoles, which I'll get to later. The other, I have 2 capture cards. That one, and I also had, I got it first. It's an iCapture, I believe. It only records in standard def, but that's good because 2 of the older systems I have are specifically for standard definition recording. They don't have HD output, so that actually works. So there is that. Most, if not all of us, have Xbox Live accounts, so when we're playing on the Xbox, we will probably typically be doing all of our voicing with that, or Skype. We're not really sure yet. We'll end up figuring all that out later, I'm sure. But as far as the 3rd capture card that we have, I'm going to let the other person talk about it, because I want to say it's a Dazzle, but I'm not entirely sure which one, so I'm just going to let him explain it in his video instead of me explaining it for him, because he knows more of its capabilities and stuff than I do. The Elgato will work on any system that has HD output except for the PS4 as of right now, I believe. Unless they've already fixed it, I'm not entirely sure. So a little bit about myself is that I first started gaming when I'm not entirely sure how old I was. I know I was still little because this was back when we still had an original Nintendo Entertainment System, the original NES, not the Super, the original. And granted, it was never really played much. We did have Super Mario Duck Hunt. The cartridge with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt or whatever it was. I don't even remember now. Basically what happened to that is no one ever played it, got a ton of dust in it, so it stopped working. So, oh well, I guess. It was basically for my older brother. I think my mom bought it for him and my dad to play, and they never really played it. Because he didn't really live here, he went off to the military, whatever. I don't even remember what all happened with that, if it was before that or after. So that's what happened with that. I did have a Nintendo 64, actually still do. As far as I know, it still works. So there may be gameplay from that on here, not sure yet. So as far as I know, that still works, and so does my PlayStation 2, which the Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy Color / SP, which were the 2 that I had, is really kind of what got me into gaming. Nintendo 64, me and my friends would play hours of Pokemon Stadium, Donkey Kong, the multiplayer in that, the Donkey Kong 64 multiplayer, whatever it was. GoldenEye we would play a lot of. Can't really think of any other games that... Super Smash Bros. I had the original Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 64. We had Mario Tennis, but we never really played it. It was more my sister wanted it, so we got it. It was alright. I played it, I mean, but it wasn't really my cup of tea, I guess. But yeah, those games really got me into gaming. Like, most people say that those ruined friendships for them. It really didn't for me. It made me and my friends a lot closer, I think, for the most part. And then, as far as single player games go, Legend of Zelda, specifically Ocarina of Time, was one of my favorites. And if it wasn't for a one-night gaming session that me and my friends had over here with that game, I wouldn't have learned a valuable lesson about gaming. And that's that you always save. No matter what. You have to save. Because one night we decided, since we'd already gone through, gotten the Master Sword, we were going, I think that's what we were up to, was we had just gotten the Master Sword and saved, quit at one point. So what we decided to do is we're all hanging out down here, we have the guide with us, because I had the player handbook guide or whatever. So we're going through that, and basically we start at the Forest Temple. As long as I'm remembering this correctly, this was years ago, I could be forgetting something actually. As far as I remember it, we went through the entire Forest Temple, went on to the Fire Temple, started the Water Temple, and about the time when you face Anti-Link or whatever, you know, the white version of yourself, blackout. Power was out for a day, maybe longer, I think even. Like, it wasn't even just like, you know, the power goes out and comes right back on in an hour or two kind of thing, or just quick glitch where it goes out and back on. It was out for about a day. And we hadn't saved, I don't think, the entire time we were playing. And even if we did, it wasn't any time during the Water Temple, so no matter what, we had to completely redo that temple. I don't think we saved during the Fire Temple, so I want to say if nothing else, we had saved around the time of the Forest Temple, but probably not at all, so we were back around the time of the Master Sword. So, long story short, I learned that you always want to make sure you're saving. Especially if there's not an autosave feature nowadays. Since I believe most games actually nowadays are autosave. That it automatically saves and backs up and whatever. But when it only has a manual save feature, always make sure you save. That was the one thing I learned that night playing. And I have not obviously forgotten that. I've obviously forgotten some of the details of the story, but the point that really needed to stick was that you always make sure you save your game, and that's the one thing I definitely remember, even today, is that you always make sure you save your games, because you never know when something's going to happen and you could lose everything. The PlayStation 2, it had so many bugs because it was a PS2 Slim. Basically, the power cord that goes into the system, I think there's a problem with the part actually in the system where you plug your power into. And basically, if you don't have it sitting just right, or it moves, sometimes even if it doesn't move, it will just turn off without warning. No idea why. And it's really aggravating when it does that, because I'll just be sitting there like in the middle playing Final Fantasy X or something, and it just turns off. So I used to sit like a ton of books, games, whatever I could find on top of the cord. And then sometimes, if it's like that for too long, eventually that would even turn it off. Like, you know, I'm trying to think. If I would have it like that for months on end, and it would work like that without turning off, eventually it would be like that for so long it would turn off anyways. Just randomly one day. To where I would have to readjust it or whatever, like put some of the games underneath it and then some on top to hold it steady or what have you. It was just a total pain, and I was finally glad once I got an Xbox 360, which is another system that's technically for the whole family, but I'm the one who mostly plays it. Recently I started getting some of my old games that are for the PS2 and buying them for my 360, specifically Rock Band and Guitar Hero games, because I really enjoyed those, and I figure if I ever have a nostalgia moment where I want to go back, I don't have to worry about the PS2 possibly, not working on me. I can just go ahead and play it right then and there and not have to worry about it. So that's, plus the 360 offers DLC for those games, so you get additional songs as well. You're not just stuck with whatever's on the disc. So I enjoy that. The handheld games I had, it was mostly Pokemon, as far as Game Boy, the Game Boy games went. After Crystal, I basically completely stopped with Pokemon. And it was the same with that, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Were the two games that I really loved. And the two shows that I really loved when I was younger. But this isn't a TV show talking channel. It's a video game, but just so everyone's clear, it was around the time that came out that I kind of stopped with both of those entirely. I've only recently begun getting back into them just because it seems like all my friends are. And I'm remembering now how much I used to love it. So, this goes to show you never really stop loving something, even when you grow older. I'm starting to finally realize that, I guess. But the point is, I would spend hours playing the Pokemon games and just enjoying it. I don't remember exactly when I got them. I know I was still in elementary school, like young elementary school, when I got Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow, Red, and Blue. And then I think when Gold and Silver came out, those were like, I had to have them right away. And Crystal, I think, was one of, if not the first game that I spent my own money on to buy. It may have been others, but I think that one, I know definitely it was, my mom's like, I'm not buying you this, so I kind of had to spend my own money on it, which, being young, it was basically just saving allowance, Christmas, birthday money, and, you know, finally getting it, because I was maybe, like, I don't know when it came out. I got it when it came out, like, not the day it came out, but that year, I believe. Like, it hadn't been out too long when I got it. I think I got it, like, within the month or two that it came out, actually. Huh. I really need to look some of that stuff up, because I don't remember. I do know that all those games basically started bugging out. All my saves, as soon as I would turn off, would be deleted. So I ended up just selling all of it. The Game Boy Color, the SP, the games. I do believe I still have Pokemon Red simply because it's in the cartridge that you put into the Nintendo 64 to play Pokemon Stadium with it. And that's only because I didn't even realize I still had that laying around somewhere. But yeah, I ended up selling all of that. Kind of now regretting it, but I have found PC emulators so I can go back and play them if I wanted to. I think those are free. I'm not sure if I think I found a free one, and that's how I got it. But yeah, the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100 even was my starter Chikorita. I leveled it up to its final form, what is that, Meganium? I don't even remember now. But I leveled it to level 100. That was the first one. After that I had gotten a few more. I think I got my Charizard level 100. Don't even remember which ones I got to level 100 now. There were very few. I do remember that. It was very few that I had maxed out on everything. And it was just a crazy ride. Like, I ended up trading some of my Pokemon into that game just so I could go in and have them in the Elite Four, like my entire team level 100. I don't think I ever did that though. I had maybe 2 or 3, but I think I ended up capping out at about that. I was never one of the people who would sit in the daycare and try and get like a perfect Pokemon breeding or anything like crazy like that. But looking back now, I really wish I would have, because that would have been something. I think I just wore out the games too much or something, because like I said, they ended up not saving anymore at all, and that's why I sold them. It was kind of, I don't think my Yu-Gi-Oh games ever did that, but I don't really remember. I know that I had basically gotten everything in those games that you possibly could. I only had the two. One was the Battle City one, where you're playing as a character who's going to get all the Egyptian god cards or whatever, and defeat. Basically, it's like the entire, what was that, series 2 through 4? I don't remember now. It's been so long since I've watched it or played that game. But I ended up just, I beat that a couple of times. The other one I had, I think it was like Dark Duel Stories or something. I beat that a few times. I never got to the, I don't think I ever got to the final boss and beat him in that game, but I was able to hold my own pretty well, especially even against my friends, like, and Tristan. I beat him with Exodia like 50 times in a row once. Just because I could. It's pretty pathetic. But yeah. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I have an Xbox One. Right now I only have about 4 games for it, unless you want to see me working out, I guess, using the Kinect for the Xbox Fitness. Unless you want to see that, which I really don't want to do, but I guess I could as a video. Right now I only have like 4 games on. Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghost, and Dead Rising 3. Those are the only 4 games I have for it right now, just because those are the only ones that really seemed interesting to me, and just so I had games for it because I have it. But other than that, that's all I have for it right now. I do enjoy playing it. I've beaten most of those games already, but I could always go back and replay them, whatever. Actually, no, I've only beaten one of them, I'm sorry. I've only beaten Assassin's Creed 4. But yeah, so that system is compatible with my Elgato. I've already checked. I've even uploaded footage already on my private channel from Assassin's Creed 4 because I was glitching in that game somehow, trying to get to a viewpoint and kept falling through a piece of architecture. And then as soon as I would, the guards would all notice me and start coming after me until I got back up to there. So it was just a real pain, and it happened like 5 times before I finally plugged in the thing and was like, hey, you guys need to fix this, Ubisoft. Yeah, to basically sum up what I'm getting at here and what we're trying to do on this channel is that we're all gamers here. Every one of us loves playing video games and has for a long time. And it's because of that that we've decided to make this channel. And we're here to help out the community and our fellow men and women who are also gamers in any way that we can. And we'll try to the best of our ability. Like, if anyone has a question as to, hey, would this game be good for my son or daughter or something, like, we'll try and help you with that, or whatever your question may be. If you're the gamer yourself, or if, you know, you're thinking of buying a gift for someone that's a game, or for someone that enjoys games, we'll try and help you. I don't think we're going to do anything other than video games, although we might do, like, have, like, a gaming night where we play, like, board games or something silly. I don't know yet. We're still working on all the details, but as far as I know right now, it's mostly going to be, if not only, going to be video games. But we do have some knowledge on, like, board games and stuff like that, I'm sure, too, so at least I do. And basically all of us have been brought together by our love for gaming, so that's another thing that we all share on this channel, is that we all love gaming. We all basically became friends because of gaming. Well, some of us because of school and other things, but it's our love of gaming, I think, that's really kept us together as friends. And it's that passion that keeps us as friends, I think, too. They may say something different, but that's what I think, so... that's why... It's basically why we made this channel, is because we wanted to share this information and knowledge with everyone, and to help the community and to possibly make a difference in someone or everyone's lives. Not everyone, but hopefully everyone, to some degree, to every degree. So yeah, not really sure where we see this going in the future, but that's kind of where I see this going, me personally. The others will end up making videos like this one to talk about where they see this channel going, maybe what got them started into gaming. As far as I know, I'm the first one to do this, so I just wanted to get you guys to get to know me, know where I'm coming from. I do own a gaming headset that will allow me to record directly to my computer. It's the X12 Turtle Beach gaming headset, I believe. If I can see it. Yes. Yes, it is. X12 gaming headset by Turtle Beach. And I've enjoyed it. I've had it for about a year. No. I've had it for a couple years. 2 or 3 years, I think I've had it now. And I enjoy it. It allows me to record directly to my computer with audio, and I can still chat with my friends on Xbox Live. So you're getting that. Plus with the Elgato, it records anything coming through the Xbox, so I can record all of their audio as well as mine all at once. And it's just really nice, as long as I remember to actually set it up correctly, which sometimes I don't. But if we're gonna have a dedicated gaming channel, I'm going to have to make sure that I do that. So that's the end of this video. I just wanted to get everyone able to get to know me. If anyone has any questions, leave comments down below, or send me a private message, whatever. But I think that's about all I can think of to say. If you have any questions for me, or for anyone else for that matter, just let us know. If you like this video, or give us a like. Or if you just want to know like where this channel is going, what exactly our plans are, or anything to that nature about the channel in general, maybe send us a message on our channel itself. But if your question is directed for one of us personally, maybe send us a private message or a message on our video, something like that, just so we know who it's directed at. Or you could, I guess you could tell us. But I just feel like that would be a lot easier for everyone if you just posted it in a comment, so that way we know, okay, it's directed at this person, whatever. So, yeah, just stay true to gaming, guys, and have fun. Peace.